this might get taken down. I'm serious. If you're watching this, you're one of the lucky ones. Because what I'm about to show you, what you're about to know, might just flip your entire learning game upside down. Not with some expensive course, not with another shiny app. No, it's something you've probably heard whispers of, but never really tried. Or maybe you did once, but life got in the way. You got busy, tired, distracted, like a goldfish with Wi-Fi. But stay with me. Because if there's one thing that can separate the people who grow from the ones who just keep scrolling, it's this. One simple thing. A weird little trick your teachers never taught you. Not because it doesn't work, but because they probably didn't know it either. And it's free, it's ancient, and it works so stupidly well that if schools actually made this the rule, grades would skyrocket, stress would drop, and maybe, just maybe, we'd stop pretending like learning has to be painful. I'll get to it. But first, I need to tell you something a bit embarrassing. So picture this. Me, 16 years old, sitting at a desk at 2 a.m., surrounded by snacks, 5 empty energy drink cans, and an open textbook I hadn't touched in 3 weeks. I was trying to cram for an exam using pure willpower and sugar. I thought if I just read hard enough, I'd somehow force the knowledge into my brain. Like osmosis. Through the eyeballs. Guess how that went? Yeah, disaster. But it's not just me, right? Tell me you haven't tried to brute force your brain like it's a stubborn old laptop, slamming the keys hoping it'll load faster. But here's the wild part. None of that late-night chaos was actually learning. It was just noise, static, panicked repetition, and it felt like effort, but it got me nowhere. So what actually works? What's the hack I said they might ban? It's called active recall. Stick with me. That name sounds boring, but don't click away, because this little beast of a technique is about to change the way your brain eats knowledge. Think of it like this. Your brain isn't a sponge. It's more like a muscle. And just like muscles grow when you strain them, your brain grows when you pull info out, not when you stuff it in. That's the core of active recall. Instead of reading something 10 times hoping it sticks, you close the book after reading once and try to remember what you just learned. Not perfectly, not even well, just try. Struggle a little. That struggle, that's the magic. That's where the learning happens. Not in the comfort, in the little brain sweat. It's like going to the mental gym. And yeah, it feels harder than rereading. Because it is. But it works faster, like stupid fast. Studies have shown you remember way more by doing this. Not 10% more, like 2 to 3 times more. You could literally study less and remember more if you just flipped the script. But of course, it's not sexy. It's not shiny. There's no app with exploding fireworks and badges and talking robots. Just you, your brain, and a little bit of silence where you try to remember. Now, I know what you're thinking. Bro, that's it? That's the big hack? And yeah, it sounds simple. But don't confuse simple with easy. Most people don't do this because it feels uncomfortable. You'll get stuff wrong. You'll blank out. You'll feel kind of dumb. And that's exactly why it works. It's like, imagine trying to get strong by watching gym videos. You can't flex from the couch. You gotta lift. And lifting feels awkward at first. Same with your mind. But let me tell you a story. There's this old parable from Japan about a young monk who wanted to learn everything. Books, philosophy, martial arts, the works. So he finds a master. The master doesn't teach him anything at first, just gives him chores. Days go by. Weeks. Finally, the monk says, "I'm ready to learn." And the master pours him a cup of tea. Keeps pouring. It overflows, spills everywhere. The monk freaks out. "It's too full." The master says, "Exactly. You're too full. First, empty your cup." That's what active recall is. It's not cramming more into a full cup. It's emptying, seeing what's already inside. Then you refill. You learn by remembering, by retrieving, not just receiving. And when you train that way, it sticks. You walk into tests cool, conversations clear, ideas sharp. Because your brain's been lifting. You're not guessing, you know. And here's the kicker. This doesn't just work for school. This works for anything. Want to remember people's names? Practice recalling them instead of hoping they stick. Want to get better at chess, coding, public speaking? Don't just watch. Don't just binge YouTube tutorials. Nod along like, yeah, that makes sense. And then forget it 10 minutes later. You've got to do. You've got to fail. You've got to look silly, struggle, flop, and then try again. Recall. Repeat. That's the part no one wants to talk about because it's not sexy, but it works. You can't become a grandmaster by watching other people move the pieces. You got to sit down at the board and lose badly. You can't learn to code by copying and pasting snippets from Stack Overflow like some digital bandit. You've got to write the bug, stare at the error message like it just insulted your family, and debug your way out. You can't become a great speaker by watching TED Talks with popcorn in your hand. You've got to say it out loud, trip over your own words, hear your voice crack, and still keep going. Because every time you try to pull knowledge out of your brain, even when it feels foggy and frustrating, you're making it stronger. That's struggle? That's the brain rewiring itself. And most people skip it. They think, I'm not good at this when really they just haven't trained that way yet. Look, everyone wants a shortcut. Everyone wants the magical app, the viral hack, the brain booster pill with no side effects. But this right here, this is the real shortcut. And ironically, it's not even short. It's honest. It's ancient. It's uncomfortable, but it's unfairly effective. And the reason I said it might get banned, it's not because it's illegal. It's because it's disruptive. It levels the playing field in a way that scares people. Because when enough people figure this out, the entire education game changes. Suddenly, it's not about how many hours you study, it's how you study. It's not about who can afford a $300 an hour tutor. It's who's using 10 minutes of active recall while walking to work. It means the rich kid with the perfect schedule and ergonomic chair isn't the only one crushing it. It means the girl who works 2 jobs, sneaks in study time on lunch breaks, but uses this technique. She can still beat the odds. It means the guy learning English at 35 with a full-time job and a family to feed can outlearn the college kid who's just passively watching lectures. Because this method doesn't care who you are. It doesn't care where you started. It only asks one thing. Are you willing to show up and pull it from memory? And that's why the system won't like it. Because the system thrives on overwhelm. It feeds on confusion. It sells solutions to problems it helps create. If learning becomes free, if it becomes efficient, then suddenly a lot of the noise loses its power. The overpriced programs, the 12-hour webinars, the secret formulas, they don't look so shiny anymore. And that makes a lot of people uncomfortable. But not you. Because now you know. Now you've seen behind the curtain. And your future self, they're going to love you for this. They're going to look back at this exact moment, this video, this voice, this weird parable about tea, and say, that's when everything started to change. And if you're still here, if you're still listening, then deep down, you already feel it. This isn't just another video to pass the time. This was meant for you. This was a little mirror saying, you're not broken. You're just untrained. So try it. For real. Tonight. Pick something, anything. Read one page, watch one video, then pause, close the tab, walk away, and try to recall. What do you remember? What stuck? What slipped? That feeling of mental tug of war? That's the gold. Don't run from it. That's where the learning sticks. Then check. Fill the gaps. Try again tomorrow. That's the game. It's not fancy. But it's unstoppable. Do that for 10 minutes a day and you'll be a different person a year from now. Sharper, quicker, more confident. Because knowledge isn't power. Applied knowledge is. Retained knowledge is. And now you've got the tool. They might not put it in your curriculum. They might not promote it in your feed. But you've got it. Go lift. Go recall. Go be dangerous in the best way. And one day when someone asks how you became so sharp, so thoughtful, so fast, you'll smile and say, I just learned how to remember. And maybe, if they're lucky, you'll pour them a cup of tea.